This report comes out with relevant information that can help board members around the world. Good directors can help companies succeed in the global contest for talent, ideas, and advantage. Great companies promote courage, inclusion, candor, and cohesion in the boardroom. That's why this first Thought Leadership Council report is so relevant.
The challenge is, figuring out a whole new kind of set of requirements and disclosure expectations, and kind of what that means and how we operate. And secondly, it's still not completely resolved.
I don't think comp committees will ever be able to deliberate totally behind closed doors and do what they think is the right thing and never have to explain themselves again.
Good governance has always been part of the process. Careful and thoughtful deliberations have always been part of the process. The thing that's different now is that at the end of the decision process, the committees are having a more specific discussion about how will and shall we communicate this.
I think there's a widely held belief that comp committees are secretly trying to enrich the CEO at the core of their existence. And I don't believe that's the case. I see comp committees that are really working towards the interest of the shareholder.
I think it takes courage for board members to do something different than what everybody else is doing. Be able to make the right decisions for the company, have the courage to make sure that the compensation program aligns with the business strategy and the talent strategy, and then turn around and be able to communicate it in a way that makes sense to the reader, that says, you know what, that was the right decision for the company.
Courage, I think, in this context means that you don't only go with the flow just because public pressure is on you to do that. You can't live your life and you can't do good governance from a defensive posture.
Most proxies look like legal documents. They're investor documents, and we've gotten very good at putting all the information in. I think we now need to transition from looking at these as investor documents where the sophisticated person can find what he or she needs and think about them as consumer documents.
Investment in our management team generates value for the shareholders, creates a better, stronger company that creates jobs, that creates revenues, that creates income and shareholder value. So it's a good investment.
Like the WCD, we're very invested in trying to help directors become better educated, become better directors. Compensation is one of the areas that is extremely difficult and is obviously in the spotlight these days.
The Thought Leadership Council, with the paper that they have just produced, has really gone a step beyond what other organizations have done with various kinds of committee-produced reports, in that the guidance being provided to compensation committees has much more impact. It has a bit of an edge to it. It's much more focused on really getting people to think hard about the issues, as opposed to sort of repeating the basic kinds of principles that everyone should be following.
We all get a lot of information coming at us from every side every day. What we need is someone to synthesize it, someone to turn that information into usable wisdom. And that's what these reports do. They synthesize, they make it in a readable, relevant way to provide action steps. Pearl Myers has set a very high standard for partnership. WCD really wants to thank this leading executive compensation firm.